I'm Kyle Meredith. It's 91.9 WFPK, and I've got guests in the studio. Over the Rhine are back in town. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Got Linford, Karen, Brad playing tonight at the Bomhard Theater, Kentucky Center for the Arts. For this tradition, this is what you guys do. You stop by every December and you play some songs. What started this? Why did you guys end up with? Because it's not. I mean, is it a Christmas show or is it just that this is when you guys do this?
It is a Christmas show.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
In the last 25 years, we've recorded 3 Christmas records: The Darkest Night of the Year, Snow Angels, and Blood Oranges in the Snow. And you can see we have mastered the art of the snappy holiday title. But we pull from those records and then from the rest of our catalog. And kind of have to blame NPR because...
Yeah.
There was a great station in Cincinnati. We tried out some of our very early Christmas tunes there, and then people started asking if they were available, and we just kind of kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that would have been my next question is, a lot of bands will write a Christmas song every now and then, and some bands might make a Christmas record outside of the pop world, who usually uses it as some sort of marketing tool. You know, it's the way to get that late cash grab in the year. But it's been something completely different. I mean, what attracts you guys really to writing these gray? I mean, my favorite holiday tunes is sort of the sadder the better is what I thought. It's not that all of you guys are sad, but there's definitely it seems to be a mood when you guys write a holiday song.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. When we were recording Blood Oranges in the Snow, Karen leaned over at some point and said, "I feel like we've stumbled on a new genre of music, reality Christmas."
Oh, right.
So, I think any songwriter is curious about the Christmas songs that haven't been written. There's so many great ones out there. And I don't know, like you were saying, the reality Christmas tune, if you've lost a job or a loved one, that stuff doesn't necessarily go away during the holidays, or if you're dealing with a chronic illness or something. And sometimes it's just a conflicted time for people, and family can be messy, obviously.
Yes, they can. More and more these days.
When we go home to visit my family, we pull into the driveway, and Karen usually says, "Well, tie a rope around my waist, I'm going in." So.
I can't believe you're doing this to me at this hour. But yeah, it's true. I do, but it's because the first time he brought me home to meet the family all those years ago, he turned off the ignition in the driveway and he looked over at me and he said, "You're on your own." Crappy boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Crappy.
Sink or swim, fight or flight.
Yeah.
World's worst boyfriend. It was my way of saying good luck.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure it out for years. Maybe you'll do better.
Yeah, and he's still mansplaining, so.
I feel like I can relate to that situation quite well, by the way. We've just done our holiday party with family, so it can always be an interesting thing putting everybody together.
It is. It's an exercise in biting your tongue sometimes.
Right.
And also just compassion, really. Just extend the grace that you would like extended to you. It's good practice for the rest of it, right?
I like how you turned that into a positive thing.
I tried.
You did. That was a nice turnaround right there. As far as writing them, do you guys find that there's any distinct challenge of the verses? You writing what would be considered, a Christmas song versus anything else, a non-holiday song?
I don't really draw a distinction. It has to be a good song.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's somewhat specific to winter or this time of year. I mean, what a weird thing, a time of year with its own music.
Right.
Isn't
Stations just turn over and all of a sudden there's this.
Obviously some of our most poignant and powerful earliest musical memories took place around Christmas time, being in one of those church things where the kids all had to get their flannel bathrobes out and dress up as shepherds and go up and recite something or sing a tune, and then, you take the belt off the flannel bathrobe and make a headband out of it, to get that authentic Middle Eastern shepherd look.
Yeah, right.
By the way.
This is called Saturday, right?
Yeah, it is. Saturday at Christmas at home.
But
at Nowhere Farm.
Yeah, I don't know. They'd have the lights down low, and it just felt kind of spooky and sacred, and that stuff can get into your bones.
Yeah,
it's true.
I feel those moods on you guys' record. I love you guys' records. Of course, we're all such big fans of Over the Rhine here at the station for all the records and all the years that you've been doing it so far.
Gosh, Kyle, thank you.
Yeah, which by the way, I realized you're like a year and a half away from a 30th anniversary.
Oh my goodness,
so.
you had to bring that
Yeah,
up.
30 years.
So yeah, full disclosure, we have had 30 years to make 3 Christmas records. We're averaging about one every decade. So.
That's good.
We have a new one on the way too. So
awesome.
You know.
Well, let's talk about new music
Let's
here in
get
just a few
bleak.
moments. Let's hear one of these great bleak songs
Okay.
from
This is
Over the Rhine. Again, playing tonight at the Bomhard Theater. You can get the details at wfpk.org. I'll let you guys take it away.
Right on. You ready?
The Christmas decorations look ragged and rusty, a little sooty with coal dust. Santa's missing an eye. The neon sign flickers on the Cinder Block Tavern by the Salvation Army and the plumber supply. The old downtown mission is John 3:16 painted in all capital letters above cans full of trash. But the paint is all peeling, broken glass on the sidewalk. But it's like chandeliers somebody smashed. My soul feels as empty as a brown paper bag, the drain bottle inside it, bought with bum change. 40 ounces of liquor for 30 pieces of silver. And your temporary suicide has all been arranged. It's like an angel starts singing an old gospel song in that part of town where no angel belongs. But what is this music that falls on my ear? It's the very first snowfall of a very long year. I'm so far from home and all that's familiar. Every prodigal knows how this story goes. Was I just running from what's too dark to mention, or were angels escorting me? God only knows. So help me, Maria, we heard the same call. Our hearts felt as free as a dove newly flown. When a big city beckons all, you just can't imagine. You're left with no choice, yeah, you just have to go. It's like an angel starts singing an old gospel song in that part of town where no angel belongs. But what is this music that falls on deaf ears? It's the very first snowfall of a very long year. There's 2 stray dogs running in Newport, Kentucky. They got a secret no one else knows. This old dirty city is cleansed of its sin. We're all light-hearted lovers. We're all beautiful beggars. We're all innocent children as soon as it snows. It's like an angel starts singing an old gospel song in that part of town where no angel belongs. But what is this music? Are these God's silent tears? It's It's the very first snowfall of a very long eve. It's the very first snowfall of a very long eve.
Over the Rhine here on 91.9 WFPK, doing what they do best. Beautiful song there.
You.
Playing tonight at the Bomhard Theater, Kentucky Center for the Arts. Again, you get the details at WFPK.org. I'd love to see a snowfall this year. I don't feel like we got much of one the last couple of years. I don't think I'd noticed that. I have a kid, and his son. He's 10 years old, and that's why I notice now. It's like I feel bad if he gets a whole Christmas without a big snow thing. So
That's right.
That's what I'm pulling for. It's
Dreaming of a White Christmas.
yeah. You talked about new music, and you said you guys are already thinking about writing another Christmas record?
Not
Is
working
that
on a holiday record per se, but
Okay.
we are working on our next Over the Rhine record, and we got a couple things in the works. So
Yeah. I mean, I will say
2018 will be a musical year for us.
yeah, because we're, as fans, we're waiting. It's
Well, thank you. Yeah.
I know the last one is coming up on, what, 3-4 years since that one. Of course, it was a double album, so I'd like to think that that was, buying you guys a little bit of a time right there.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah.
With two writers in the band, Karen likes to say it's easier to make a double album. That's easier than fighting over, which 10 songs, whose songs go on the record and all that. So we've made a few of those over the years.
Yeah. And it seems, that's such an undertaking anyway. I don't know if that would be more stress or just, allowing the double album does take the weight off your shoulders a little bit.
Yeah, it can.
Sometimes there's just a group of songs that kind of feel like they belong together, and you hate to split them up. So it's, not incredibly trendy to be putting out double albums in this age of singles and downloads and everything else, but it's still kind of fun once in a while.
None of us are known for being trendy people.
No. Why start now?
Why start now? So I don't know. Is there anything you can tell me about this set of songs? I mean, what's the usual questions here? The overarching themes or anything?
Yeah. Well, one thing that keeps coming up, it seems, is how music and healing sort of intersect, and kind of the crazy year we've had politically, and the way a lot of people are feeling a little off balance. I know songs. It's like I've never needed them more than I do now, and it's surprising, being almost 30 years into a career. You'd think that at some point it's going to become a job or something, but I find the opposite to be true. That music, just as a healing force and a centering, way of starting a conversation or getting your feet back on the ground. I just appreciate songs more than ever. And so I think this record will explore some of that, and some of our current, just kind of the world we wake up in every day.
Yeah, it seems like that's the challenge of being a songwriter, especially these days, because it's not, there have been rough times in the history while rock and roll has existed, and folk music in the way we've used it, for this past 100 years or so. But it does seem like there have been some challenges for a songwriter to articulate in a poetic way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not necessarily a new dilemma. One of the first reality Christmas songs is "I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day." It was written in like the 1860s, and the writer was sort of looking at a country with a raging civil war, and his wife had just passed away, and he wrote this beautiful carol about, this is supposedly a time where there's peace on earth and there's no peace, and beautiful song, just about sort of the ideal of Christmas time, and celebrating the ideal of peace on earth and all of this. And sometimes we're just so far from that, But it's not a new dilemma.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take that as the seg to get back to the business at hand. That Over the Rhine are playing tonight, Christmas show at the Bomhard Theater, their annual concert around here. We love having you guys. I cannot wait for the new record.
Thank you.
I'm looking so much forward to it. So,
Thank you.
Details on the show at WFPK.org. Love to hear one more.
Okay.
All right.
This is a song I wrote after my dad, a few years after my dad died. My sister-in-law said, I envy you because you have your writing, you've lost your father, you can process, you know, some of this. And the years went by and I never wrote anything. And then suddenly one day this song just kind of spilled out. So we'll try it.
My father's body lies beneath the snow, high on a hill in Holmes County, Ohio. From there you can look out across the fields. A farmer guides his horses home as day to darkness bends and finally yields. Dad's gravestone holds the words, "Be still my soul," a song we sang together long ago. And there were times we even shared one hymn book, his right hand and my left hand side by side, holding pages of music. But now his hands hold nothing but the earth, hands that held me moments after my birth. And so we must all finally surrender as we release our grip upon whatever we hold dear and call familiar. My father's body lies beneath the snow, and I'm still learning how to let him go. I've come to know him better since he's gone, and often wondered if or how I could have been a different, better son. My father's body lies beneath the snow. Sometimes on Christmas Eve, that's where I go. I hear faint Christmas bells from far away, ring out all the unspoken words I've never found within myself to say.
That was beautiful. Over the Rhine here on 91.9 WFPK. I'm the one who has to ruin that silence, that moment.
Oh,
The station ID. Over the Rhine tonight at the Bomhard Theater, Kentucky Center for the Arts. Again, the details at WFPK.org. It is always so great to have you guys
Right
here.
on. Thank you
Linford,
very
Karen,
much.
Brad, I know we didn't get to talk too much, but you let the strings do the talking for you, and it sounded perfect over there. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you down there tonight.
Yes.
All right,
Thanks
and
so
whenever the
much.
record comes around,
Thank
throw it our
you.
way.
Come to our festival on Memorial Day weekend. Come visit us.
I will.
Yes.
And everybody else.
Do it.
All right.
All right.